What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Monday night coin and silver and a gold chat, especially in this instance with our awesome special guest. I, of course, am Silver Seeker, and we are here with the amazing Ravenhawk coins, the charismatic and beautiful Rob finds treasure with the Buccaneers bandana. And our special guest tonight, guys, is Yankee Stacking. Let's get started. Raven, what's going on?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, just another nice night on with my buddies Silver Seeker, Rob, and our special guest, Yankee Stacking. Can't wait to get into this one. This should be a lot of fun and very interesting. I got one quick little shameless plug for tomorrow night. I'm doing a live unboxing of some Pokemon stuff. Should be fun.
Wow.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, breaking up of packages. It's just something new.
So what happened? Wait. What happened to you telling us this before we went live? Why am I fighting about this right now?
I thought I told you I did a live stream, or not a video on my channel talking about having a live stream for it tomorrow night last week.
I watch all your videos. I'm just kidding. I must have missed it. No, I do. I watch a majority of your videos. Obviously, I watch Yankees because I know a lot about his coin guy. But anyway, I did miss that one. I did not know. Rob, what's going on in your neck of the woods, my man?
Listen, I'm just trying to get over the fact that I have a lot more gray now and a lot less beard now. And I am, by the way, I did clock it. I am officially putting up my best post 40s 40-yard dash times. Post 40s. Not when I was younger, but I am faster without the beard, for sure.
you know, with me, if I did a 40-yard dash, the actual measurement would be how fast the ambulance gets to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I pulled a few hammies, but listen, I finally set a new post 40s record the other day. I'm happy about that.
And of course, guys, our special guest tonight is Yankee Stacking. Yankee, what's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing, guys? Thank you so much for having me on here. This is unbelievable. You should have seen me downstairs at dinner time with Mrs. Yankee. I was like, do you know who I'm going on with? Do you? And she's like, who, Yankee, who? And I'm like, Silver Seeker, Ravenhawk coins, and the one and only Rob finds treasure. And I started ripping off, like Rob finds treasures. And they're like listening to me. Little Stacks was next to me. He kind of knows a little bit about you guys, but my wife's I could see the glaze in her eyes. And I'm like, sorry. I'm really excited to be here because you guys are just luminaries in our community, especially when it comes to things that I don't know a whole lot about. I'm one of the more pure stackers that has been on your channel, I think, during this time. You guys are just so knowledgeable about numismatics and about all the different, I was mentioning it before we went live, the DDOs and, that has a certain amount of, mintage. And I'm like, what are you doing having Yankee Stacking on with your incredible live stream? I don't know. I got goosebumps.
Well, man, two things. One, I wanted to point out how you're like, Silver Seeker and Rob, and the incredible Rob finds treasure.
Oh, now come on.
I'm just playing. But no, seriously, man. I mean,
but it's because he's wearing the Buccaneers and I'm a Tom Brady fan. All right. So
there it is. Oh, yeah.
There it is, Rob, right?
Yeah. I mean, Brady has more rings than any football franchise in history.
No kidding. It's unbelievable.
That's a thing.
You should have a song out. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that ring.
There it is.
But no, I mean, we're glad to have you, man. And you definitely fit in with what we're trying to do here for sure. So, I mean, our community is obviously about coin collecting and numismatics, coin roll hunting, silver and gold stacking. Like all of that kind of fits into like a whole broad spectrum. And you're definitely part of it.
Well, I do see Bob's Pistols and Pay Dirt saying face. Fingers. Guys, I was just talking about this. I made a promise to my wife when I launched my channel in August of 2018 that I wouldn't show my face, and she's holding me to it. So
nothing wrong.
Whatever.
Hey, and he is a pure stacker, guys. I don't know if you can see what his desk is, but that's not a desk. Look closer. That's a bunch of silver eagle tubes.
Yeah.
That's not a coin roll hunting mat. That is an open monster box of silver eagles laid out to have stuff set on.
There's more than a monster box there. I see 560 ounces.
They call that straight beast mode right there.
I had to pull some out of my safe for this. I told him, I said, I got to get some stuff out for this. If I'm not going to show my face, I got to show them something, right? So, and some of these have special meanings, so I was going to touch on them later.
So what's the special meaning of the full ounce or roll of 1 ounce gold eagles? I'm curious.
This one, the Yankee Cannon.
Yeah.
Oh man, this one really launched my stacking back in 2009 after the global financial crisis. I had a nice little heart-to-heart with Mrs. Yankee, and I said, "Listen, we got to get serious about this. Things have changed dramatically." And I really do believe, even especially at that point, we passed the Rubicon. No going back with our debt. So I said, I need to get real wealth. So I decided to get a roll of, or tube, I should say, of American Gold Eagle. So this is the Yankee Cannon, and it just started my journey. Really, I had to start earlier when I was a kid, and I'll get into that a little bit more with silver. But this started my gold, and it also is a namesake of one of my memberships. So the Yankee Cannon memberships is my way of helping my members out with coaching, financial coaching. So that's what one-on-one coaching. So the Yankee Cannon, that's what that is.
Well, dude, that is awesome. So guys, I know we got 207 watching right now. It'll probably fill up a little bit more as time goes on, but let's tell you what we do tonight. If you guys are new to this stream, every other week, me, Rob, and Raven get together with a special guest, and we host a 1 hour long live chat, and we usually keep it right at an hour. We've once went over to like an hour and 5, an hour and 6. But essentially what we do is we'll take questions. So if you guys want to ask any questions in the chat, I will pin them to the screen like this. We will do our best to answer them. If it's something, specific to like errors, obviously we'll probably refer to Rob. But that's how it goes. And we will try and get every question, but like in past streams, sometimes the chat's going really, really quick. We miss questions. Feel free to ask it again. Just don't spam it. Don't post it 5 times really quick. But if we don't see it in a couple of minutes, feel free to post your question again, as long as it's not spammy. That's not a problem at all, because we do want to try and get to every possible question. Obviously, no personal stuff. So do not ask Yankee what his social security number or address is or anything like that, because the mods will give you a 5-minute timeout for asking personal questions. Outside of that, anything related to stacking, numismatics, coin roll hunting, any of it, feel free to ask away. And that's why we're here, and we enjoy doing this. So seriously, thank you guys so much for joining us. And I'm looking to have a good stream. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
And if there's 2 more things, you mentioned a wonderful list of stuff there. My channel is focused around stacking and prepping, as well as macro. So if there's anything about, the economic situation we're into, or any prepping, and I just got back into metal detecting too. So I know you guys do that too.
I need to do it more. I do too.
I need more time, Rob.
Yeah.
Absolutely need to do it.
By the way, Seeker, if I could interject really quick, it's funny. Yankee was showing off the awesome Yankee Cannon, and I was drooling as he was showing it. But I decided to bring something from my personal collection that's gold related to show on the show. And if Seeker doesn't mind me showing it, I wanted to bring it up really quick.
Shoot,
and
I'll try to show it.
I'll try to show you guys. But take a look at this piece of gold, 1806. Wow. 1806, 7 stars left, 6 stars right. You can't get mad at that. And what's awesome about this coin is even though it's been cleaned, you just don't see too many of these old U.S. gold pieces floating around out there. And I decided to grab it from my collection. Wow. And this bad boy actually was purchased at an auction in Beverly Hills, 1975, and I've left it. I'm sorry, I said Beverly Hills. The Beverly Hilton in Des Moines in 1975.
That's a big difference.
I
know, right? Beverly Hills.
I meant that. I meant Beverly Hills.
I mean the Beverly Hilton in Des Moines, Iowa.
Hey, you know what? You can't do that. Des Moines, Iowa is the smallest Beverly Hills outlet out there.
Guys, I want to shout out a couple of awesome super chats, guys. Thank you so much for the super chat support, guys. Give it up to the Coin Crew with a 20. Holy smokes, that is huge, and thank you. And by the way, guys, Coin Crew we will have on this stream probably sometime in the near future. It might even be my next one after Rob and Raven go again. We're not 100% sure, but look forward to seeing them in the future. It'd be nice to have an actual coin shop on. That's going to bring in a ton of questions. And then additionally, guys, we had a $5 from Silver Surfer. He goes, make Yankee a permanent member. Great guy. I agree 100%. Yankee is a fantastic guy.
Thanks, man.
And to be honest with you, this thing that me, Rob, and Raven have been working on, when I finally get the prep work for it done, it's been a very big headache of mine. I'll explain it when we get there. I would love to have Yankee be part of that here and there as well. And then, hey, what do we have? We had a $10 from Whitney. Chunky Butt is sending her love to y'all. And I just subscribed to Yankee Stacking. And guys, I wanted to point that out. You know, last time I did the stream, I got yelled at for not putting the links to everyone. When I went back to that stream, I realized that I thought that I did because I did the tagging. So at Rob Finds Treasure, at Raven. But when you do the tagging on the StreamYard description, it doesn't tag. You have to go back in through the YouTube backend and then make it work. And I didn't realize that. And Whitney, thank you so much. And guys, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to Yankee Stacking, or for that matter, Ravenhawk Coins or Rob Finds Treasure, their link is down below. And I would appreciate you guys going over there and showing them that sub love. And then after that, and then we will get to some questions. Plumber Stacker with a 20. Thank you so much for that support. He goes, I have had several offers to trade some of my silver for gold, but I'm torn. Good time to trade gold for gold, or gold silver, or what? Good time to trade for gold or gold silver and grab gold when grab gold when I can. Let's let Yankee get into that. He is the purest stacker here. So let's have at it.
Well, I think that's a great question. And Plumber, yeah. Mod, you're one of my members. Appreciate you, bud. Yeah, it's a great question. A lot of people do play the GSR and do it with physical precious metals, and they can do it successfully. I don't, for a couple reasons. One is I'm one of three types of stackers that really I don't look at it in the way of flipping and trading, and I think that a lot of the times you tend to lose something in the transaction with between the ask and bid and what the markups will be. You sometimes don't make out as well as you might think you are. I tend to try to hold on to what I get. I'm a prepper stacker. So when I buy my silver, I keep it. When I buy my gold, I keep it. And if I want one or the other, I switch my focus. I tend not to go back and forth between them with trading. So that's just my opinion. I mean, when it comes to the paper markets, that's a whole different story. I do.
Do you do anything with the paper markets at all or no?
I do. Not a lot. I do other types of investments, but I do have a piece of the portfolio that I do with gold, silver mining stocks. I do a little bit of that. I do some other types of paper markets as well.
Awesome.
Not a lot. Yeah, I'm the if you don't hold it, you don't own it guy, right? So you got to be very careful when it comes to ETFs and other things like that. I mean, I do have a little bit, but not like like the Sprott ETF. I do a little bit of that, PSLV, but not a lot. It's the physical baby.
Dude, seriously, I'm with you on that. I preach that on my channel all the time.
I know you do.
If it's not in your if you're not in your hands, man, you just don't have it. It's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, we have another super chat from Coin Crew. Thought you was balling at Rob Finds Treasure.
Yeah, hanging out in Beverly Hills.
But did you catch the star though? He said, "What would you say? Like 3 stars on the left?"
It's an 1806. It's an 1806 gold half eagle. It's got the round 6, and on the round 6 variety, there's 7 stars on the left and 6 on the right. If it was the pointed 6 variety, it'd be 8 and 5. So yeah, it's the 7.6 half eagle from 1806.
That is what I'm talking about right there. The knowledge that these people have just blow my mind. I mean, like, okay, silver, so I'm really impressed with that. That's cool. I love that.
So Party Pickle asks, he says, I know that everyone is hot on silver and to an extent gold. I wouldn't even say to an extent. I mean, gold's pretty hot too. It's just, anyway, let's just keep going. But what about platinum and palladium? Man, I tell you what, I would have been telling you to buy platinum. I don't know about platinum right now. I felt really strong on it back when it was 800. I don't know.
It's been taking some major hits.
It has. You're right, Raven. Yep.
And it's one of those things that guys, all stacking and it's all speculation. We talk about this a lot, that you really kind of have to know what you're doing. You got to study the markets, look at what's going on. You see a good dip in metal, pick it up. Because here's the thing: platinum might go down, palladium might go down, silver, gold might go down, but they're going to go back up. It's inevitable. They all go in cycles. So yeah, it is. Especially since it's taking a hit, and if you have the money, I honestly would invest a little if I could afford it.
And you say a good word there when you say invest. Okay, the stuff that I have here, the silver and the gold, and what I have, I look at that more as inflation insurance. I look at it as insurance. I have fire insurance, I have car insurance, I got life insurance, I got inflation insurance. All right, so I don't look at it as a traditional investment per se. I'm not saying it can't appreciate in value and make money, currency, but I don't. When I look at palladium and platinum, I see them as more of as an investment in the papers markets. I don't stack platinum and I don't stack palladium. Palladium, it's too French. Sorry. I just don't. French love palladium for some reason. I don't know why. But platinum, as a prepper stacker, I don't want someone to see silver and platinum after an SHTF scenario and go, what? They kind of look alike. I mean, is that silver? Is it? No, it's platinum, you idiot. Look, it says platinum. I don't know. It looks like silver. I don't stack it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't stack it either.
I have a little bit of platinum, but not a whole lot.
How about this? How about
copper?
I stack it.
I do have a suggestion for you guys that like to look through junk coin bins. It doesn't happen often, but keep your eye out in junk coins for foreigns. Sometimes you'll find actually platinum and different metals in those. Yeah, there's been stories of people that have found some insane finds in the foreign coins because a lot of coin dealers discount the foreign coins completely. They don't even look at them.
Yeah.
You know, they'll sell you a bag of bulk. I had a guy here in Norman sell me a bag of foreign coins. I pulled out probably 3.5 ounces of silver that he didn't know that was silver. You know, so it's just one of those things.
The reason I showed copper is because I just did a video on why this may actually be a phenomenal investment. Again, paper. I'm not stacking my kids, room full of copper. Okay, I mean this would be ridiculous, but but it's. I'm telling you, in the papers market with the recovery or the stimulus, the infrastructure bill, all that copper, dude, that is a good investment.
So speaking of what Yankee said, where he actually stacks gold and silver as inflation insurance, which I'm 100% with. And by the way, thank you so much for that super stacker, JTBSK2. I appreciate that, my man. I want to show you this image, and this is a perfect example of what he means. Now, keep in mind that on this here, so this is the amount of bolivars that you need. I'm trying to trying to solo myself.
This is nice.
There we go.
Excellent.
So this is the amount of bolivars needed to buy a 5-pound chicken in Venezuela right now. Look at that.
Of what bars?
Bolivars. That's the Venezuelan currency.
Oh, wow.
Now, 5 years ago, it would have been, you wouldn't have been able to even see how much it was behind that chicken.
Right.
Keep in mind, in that same time period, the amount of silver needed to buy that 5-pound chicken hasn't changed very much. And that's his point. And I agree 100%.
Yep.
And can I just put a exclamation point on that?
Absolutely.
Have you seen what the Caracas Stock Exchange has been doing?
No.
Priced in bolivars. It's been going through the roof. It shoots way, way up, but who cares? Things matter. That is inflation. And we're seeing that to some degree, not to the same degree, but to some degree in our own markets. We're seeing incredible inflation. That's where a lot of the money that we're printing is going. And so again, Venezuelan, stock market shooting up. But if you look at that, you say, what a buy. I want in on that. Do you? Do you really? The inflation is killing them.
Well, you're 100% right. And when you say it's even affecting, and it's not just our markets, but it's just in general, if you just look around at how much everything costs versus what it was even 10 years ago, it's just mind boggling to me.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people that want to get out of fiat currency, whether it's they invest in a collectible like art, or if they invest in Pokemon and Magic cards, or if it's silver and gold, whatever it is, they don't want to have their money in $20 and $100 bills. And I 100% know where they're coming from.
I'm ready, King. Let's go. Let's do it, dude. Let's do it.
Nagy Silver says, question for Yankee. What is your opinion on the merit of numismatics from a stacker's perspective? Also, do you coin roll hunt?
Well, I answer the second question first. I don't anymore. When I was a kid, I would ride my bike down to the bank with a $10 bill. and I would grab my rolls and I'd come home and I would shoot. Maybe I can get the thing my grandfather gave me that I used to use, the coin roll hunt. I wonder if you've ever seen this, guys. Have you ever seen the Scanomatic?
No.
Okay, so what this is you would plug it in, put your coin roll in, you would slide out the Scanomatic, it would pick up a coin, put it under the magnifying glass. There's a little light bulb in there, and it would light up, and it would be you could flip it over, and you could just whip through a whole roll real quick. Not as quick as Rob goes through a half dollar.
That's the old school microscope.
That is it's old school microscope. That was when a kid, right? So I did coin roll hunt back then. I don't now.
That is awesome, man.
Isn't that cool? And boy, let me tell you, you could find silver a whole lot easier back in the 70s than you can now. That's
jeez.
Sure.
The whole boxes, you just be opening up.
I know, right?
Oh, I've got 4 clads today. It was a bad day.
That's well, not that good, but maybe 6 clads.
So M. Connors here, he says, won't be a popular question. I actually disagree. He says, I think Yankee hit on it, but does anyone think gold and silver is an actual good investment? If you're investing in gold and silver to grow paper, then in my opinion, you're doing it wrong. That's really not what it's there for. If your ultimate end goal at the end of the day is to have more fiat currency, then gold and silver is not what you need to be in. If your goal at the end of the day is to protect the money that you already have, or in other words, put it into something that's going to be worth what it is today, regardless of what happens to our fiat currency in the future, that's why you need to be in gold and silver. And like you said, I treat it as a hedge. Exactly right. Well
said. That's perfect. The other point of that question earlier was, did I do numismatics? So my Grandpa Earl, got me involved in the Whitmans, right? As a little kid, I was like, oh man, I want to get my pennies. These are the actual ones that I had as a little kid. And I was trying so hard to fill this. And I thought it was so much fun to go over see my grandpa. And, this one actually I did fill. And I was like so excited to do this. And that's what got me into the love of coins. I really, back in the day, I knew what a 1972 over 1 or 55 double die or some of those, I wanted a 1909 SVDB so bad. I would literally look at my 1909 VDB over and over as a little kid, seeing, did I miss the S? Did I miss the S?
Dude, I'm laughing when you were showing the first book off. Yeah. I was just watching. I could see Rob's head, the gears turning. He's looking for all those key date spots. I know exactly what he was doing.
Well,
I know. You know it, though.
You know what's funny, Seekers? I've looked at thousands of those books at garage sales in my life. Yeah. And it's funny how they all look the exact same at some point when someone finally throws in the towel and says, I'm not going to get a 14D. I'm not going to get an 09S. I'm not going to get a 22 week. Like there's certain ones that are just never going to find coin roll hunting unless you just happen to get lucky at the right place at the right time.
So true. And occasionally my grandfather would say, yeah, you're missing that. Hold on a second. He'd go and he'd stick something in there and it was like, oh, thanks, Gramp. So that got me into it. My dad, around the whole 1980s, when silver was getting its big pop by the brothers. So that to me was the beginning, if you will, of stacking, but that was mostly constitutional or junk silver. My dad was really into that, and we did dimes. He wanted dimes. So that, is really what I focus on as part of, the way I stack, or what I call stacking the Yankee way: constitutional silver, government minted silver bullion, and gold. So that's really the focus of my stacking, those 3 things. And I don't get bored doing those, guys. I really don't.
I wanted to point this out. Sharp Eye Coin said, what's the point of stacking if you don't convert in the future and looking for an exit strategy? I do kind of have, it's not really an answer per se, but the point I cannot speak correctly. The point with silver is if you're wanting to invest, let's say you want to put your money in Enron, okay? You have
That's a slippery subject. That's a slippery subject.
My point is that putting it into gold and silver is way less risky. Yes, of course, there's going to be dips. There's going to be volleys. There's going to be times when it's really weak, and it's going to look like you just lost money. But at the end of the day, silver is always going to be there. It's always going to be worth something. I've done videos on my channel in the past where I've compared the price of something in 64 versus today with the silver quarters. You could go out and get, in fact, I did in a video recently. Today with the silver quarter, you can go out and get a gallon of gas and get yourself a soda. Bit, I drink a little bit too many of those, and a snack on the way out with that same quarter that in 1964 you could get a gallon of gas for.
Yep.
And so the point is that the money's always going to be there, and that whereas investing it in something risky, and I'm going to upset 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 people when I say this, even risky like Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's a risk. Bitcoin's a huge risk. Can you make a ton of money on it? Yes, absolutely. Do I think it's ever going to go to zero? Probably not, unless quantum PCs come out faster than people think. But my point is that silver and gold for millennia, for well before the United States or any modern country has been around, has been used as currency, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So that's your exit strategy. Your exit strategy is your money always being there. Yes. So can I, Yankee, do you want to throw in on that?
Yeah, because this one I get asked a lot. All right, and I know I'm a little bit unique here because I am a prepper too, guys. I do a whole series of videos on prepping, practical prepping that needs to be done by everyone. Okay, and if this COVID-19 pandemic or whatever you want to call it hasn't convinced you when you try to get toilet paper that you need to prepare. I don't know what's going to, be the shot over your bow, but you do need to prepare. And as a prepper stacker, I really don't view this as a traditional investment. Again, it's insurance. It's not a large percentage of my overall portfolio. I invest in other ways, but this is for me less about a sell exit strategy than it is about preserving my wealth. I actually believe there could come a time where we will be bartering with silver and gold for more silver. In other words, silver for goods and services, gold for more silver for goods and services. Could I be wrong about that? Absolutely. And if I am, guess what? My kids are going to get some pretty slick stacking material when I die. Okay, I'll pass it on to them. But my goal is not to sell. In fact, I did a video a while back that I said I never sell my silver and gold. At least, occasionally I'll sell something to flip, but it's rare, right? I don't sell it. I keep it because I don't sell my life insurance. I don't sell my car insurance either. It's not what it's meant for. It's meant to protect me just in case. And if I never have to use this, I will be as happy as I get to a party in my car and I don't have to use my car insurance.
I agree 100%. Thank you for saying that. Zilla, quantum computing has nothing to do with internet speed. I'm not 100% sure you know what that is.
Hey, so I saw somebody.
No. Let me finish this. Quantum PCs actually operate differently, and let me just put it to you in layman's terms if you're not tech oriented. When quantum PCs actually come around to actually being producible, I should say, and can actually operate with, without having, the 0 Kelvin temperatures, I believe they say it needs right now. But anyway, when we get to that point, quantum PCs will be able to crack passwords that would take modern supercomputers 25,000 years to break in seconds. And it will absolutely be able to break the blockchain. So that's why quantum computers is scary.
And by the way,
we're 10, 15 years from that. And hopefully by then the technology will be around that, but it has nothing to do with internet speed at all. So, anywho, what were you going to say?
I was just surprised you knew about absolute zero measured in 0 Kelvin. Good job.
Well, you make what? Anyway. Oh
my
goodness.
Mike
We've missed so many questions.
I love Mike Plappert's comment though. Coins, coffee, guns, and God almost will need. I agree. I have 1,000 rounds showing up on Wednesday. I totally agree with you. There is a lot of things. I have coffee stored as a prep. Very good. Very good.
I always think of the movie Airplane when the airline attendant was like, "We're hurling towards the sun at 36,000 miles per hour," and everyone's like, "Oh, that sounds bad." And we're out of coffee. And we're out of coffee.
Oh, that's great.
There's something that Yankee just touched on actually with the coffee thing is here's the thing. If things really go bad, you have a shutdown of government, et cetera, things that are going to be very, very, very pricey. Spices, bullets.
Bullets
There's a
will be
lot.
pricey. You mean they
Oh
already
God,
aren't?
yeah.
What?
There's
Well,
a lot of things. Yeah.
well, add
I know.
a crisis like that, you know.
Oh, I know. I'm
But
just
there was
joking
a
because ammo's ridiculous right now.
there was a point that
I know,
somebody
isn't
said
it though? Oh.
said earlier about stacking silver and how they're actually saving money by doing it.
Mm.
Yes, if you start stacking silver and start stacking gold, and I've talked about it a long time ago when I used to talk about the hustle of, you know, flipping what you make when your coin roll hunts and stuff, you will improve your financial wealth. It's like almost inevitable. It's the weirdest thing, but the more silver I seem to accumulate, the more money I also seem to be able to accumulate over time.
That's awesome. Yeah, toilet paper. Guys, get a garden sprayer. That's a tip.
Okay.
I didn't have to worry
Buy a-
about toilet
Oh
paper.
my God.
Garden
Buy a
sprayer.
bidet.
And that's your bidet, right? I show people. I don't demonstrate it, but I show them that
Are
that
you
is
sure?
these. Yeah, you wish. So
Yankee
no,
doesn't show his face, but he'll show you how to use a bidet.
you know I won't. But the little things like that can go a long way, especially when we realize how hard toilet paper is to stack sometimes, right? But can I just show a couple of the things that meant a lot to me when I was a child that got me into stacking?
Sure, please.
So this Morgan has a lot of sentimental value to me. This was the first silver Morgan, actually one of the first silver coins I ever got. And it was from my grandmother. She gave it to me for my birthday. I think it was 12 years old. She sent it to me in a York peppermint patty wrapper. And I was like, Dad, why did Grandma send me a York peppermint patty? And I opened it up and I just couldn't believe it. Now I'm sure it's been cleaned and all that, but it meant a lot to me because I realized, wow, this is the way coins were, you know. And my dad was teaching me, yeah, this is the way real money was minted. It's in our Constitution. He taught me a lot. So I actually have been putting together what I call the Yankee Constitutional Silver Series. It's I'm trying to get the best coin condition I can. Not every type, but every classification, if you will, of all the silver coinage to put together for a nice shadow box for my son. He doesn't even know I'm doing it. Little Stacks doesn't. So I'm building it slowly but surely. I'm using these incredible nutty premiums right now to buy a couple more, just slowly building it to show how important real money is and the history that we have behind it. The other thing I want to show is this. This is my dad's. I mean, these are nothing, but they mean the world to me. This is my dad's 1964 mint set. Whoop-de-doo, right? 64, man. How excited do you get, guys, when you pull one of these out of your coin roll hunts, right? It means a lot. And when he gave it to me, just recently, he said, why don't you hold on to this? So, that was, and when I used to look at it, he'd pull it out. I'd just look at it as a little tyke. I guess the seeds were sown when I was little. And I realized that, even though I'm not a numismatic collector anymore, I don't coin roll hunt, it's important for us to have real wealth, to have real money in our possessions.
Awesome. Speaking of Morgans, are you looking forward to the 2021 Morgan Silver Dollar?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
I'm super excited about that. Like,
that is going to be fun.
Here's the thing: have they been saying that there's a limited amount so far, or do we even know? Because I'm literally chomping at the bit for these coins.
I'll be honest, I don't really know. Silver Seeker, where's the remote? Says Jesse. Oh, I don't know. My fingers are covered in ink because I was playing with a pen. So,
hey Seeker, you need to read Richard Sappington's comment because
the off-topic
you'll
one.
Be happy. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I know you'll be happy.
Did you see there's a sealed outfit starter deck that's going? Oh man. Hey, you want to buy that for me?
See, that's one of the things that's magic that he's talking about, right?
Oh man,
is that the magic cards?
Yes, that's magic.
Yeah, see, that's one of the reasons the Pokemon thing. I'm curious. The bug hit me, and Full Push Metals has had a bunch, and we made a little deals. So I'm keep your fingers crossed, guys. Find me a Charizard.
Dude, an alpha starter deck would make me feel tingling inside. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, man. Well, you know you're old though when your son's like, Dad, check out Pokemon. I'm like, dude, I remember when they first came out. Okay, don't go there.
Oh,
I remember playing Pokemon.
I swore off Pokemon long ago. I was like, nah,
Yeah.
got no interest. And then I saw this video, $30,000 for a Pokemon the guy pulled out of a pack. I was like,
Wow.
are you kidding me?
You got interested quick.
Oh God, yeah. Because come on, a couple dollars. It's a gamble. It's a gamble.
Where we got? Okay. Nagy says, question for Yankee. It seems to me that since you are such a pure stacker, you don't believe in paying significant amounts for physical silver and gold over spot. Thoughts on buying premium stuff?
Okay. Well, I do have to, I admit, indulge myself occasionally. I'm very disciplined. I don't go overboard usually, but I do like what I call my silver ice cream cones. Okay. So yeah, I do buy some fun stuff, whether it be, poured silver rounds. I make my own rounds too occasionally, and just, stuff that are cool poured wise. Right. And I like that, but I also get some, ice cream cone stuff if I reach down and grab my fun box. So yeah, this is a box I made too when I was a kid. Yeah. So I do get higher premium stuff. I try to, hold on to, like Silver Seeker does. I mean, he buys a pile of stuff. You got to show what he got recently, and then flips them all, but keeps just one because it's you got to have at least one, right? Right? What did you just pick up? What's
anything I've ever had on my channel ever? I have at least one of.
You go. Right?
Issues.
You did.
I have issues.
I know. I've learned that about you, but yeah. I mean, I do indulge occasionally. Yeah, there we go.
These are so cool.
Is that the Joker?
Yeah, it's the Joker. This thing is really cool.
See, I need to get the bat. I miss out on too much sometimes for my son, Lil Stacks. I wanted to get the Batman round and I missed it. He said, Dad, did you know there was a Batman? I'm like, yeah, I know there was a Batman.
Well, they still have. Oh, I don't know if these are sold out, but did you see these? Did you see these ones? This is the 1966 Batman one. They only made, guess how many? 1966 of them.
66?
No.
My birth year.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome.
66.
Dude, I'm like making an absolute mess.
There
we go. Well, the sticky bag.
There goes some value.
Oh, I didn't see anything.
Hey.
Okay, yep.
Okay.
Now you do colorized. Okay.
Focus.
All right.
Well, I mean, these are only colorized.
Right.
This one only
they're the
in
classic Batman, right?
Right.
That's what I grew up on.
Those are really, really cool.
That's nice. That is really nice. I did splurge on this because, oh man, I'm a Cap fan. So
that's cool.
that was a lot of fun.
Okay. Let's see. Nightbot, weren't you the mod on Orville a while ago? What? Let's see. Nightbot's a mod on like a ton of channels.
Was that a domed round?
Was it a domed? Oh, the cap one? I don't know.
No, Yankee Stack.
Yeah.
That's what
it was. It's concave. Yep.
Is that the Dia de los Muertos?
Fiji 2019, man. Sorry, what was that?
That's the Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead. Dia de los Muertos.
Muertos. Dead of the. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, that's the Fiji one. I have number 999 of 1,000 of the 2018 Dia de los Muertos. I don't know how I ended up with that one, but I got it.
Hey, Mike with the 5, he says, how much are the Peanuts rounds going for? Ridiculous. Those are, especially the first ones, are really going for a lot.
Yep.
Those are really, really cool. Let's see. AG47 Recon with a question. He says, Silver Seeker for Yankee. If SHTF happens, how would you keep yourself anonymous? If you
That's a great question.
Go ahead.
Man, one of the first rules of prepping is you don't tell people you're a prepper, or else they'll be beating your door down, right? During that. It's going to be difficult. I do have a very small circle of trusted friends because you're going to need community if this happens. So protection and that type of thing is involved. I don't have a bunker. I'm not over the, crazy on this, but it would be very important for me to trust people. So I have that. I also use it as a way potentially to help people too, because I don't want to just be about myself and my family. So, but I have to do that very carefully. Would I be able to stay anonymous? Well, I don't know if my channel would would be much of my concern in an SHTF. But I think in my neighborhood, people would have to band together, and that would help support people. So yeah, that's probably what would happen.
All right. Awesome answer.
That's well said. That's well said. I know, Raymond. That's well said about banding together and having a few confidants in your neighborhood, because
very important.
If you can put together 4 or 5 blocks at best, or even a few houses at best, everyone got into the 6s. That helps a lot.
There you go, man. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
All I was going to say is I'm an ex-competitive shooter. I'm for hire if things go bad.
Oh, man. I have about a year's supply of food and a bunch of other waters and other types of preps too. So, yeah.
Coin Crew carries his pew-pew everywhere he goes.
Yeah. Smart man. I only carry mine on days that end in Y, but yeah.
Me too.
Let's see. Coin collecting with Tyler wants to know if we have a prediction for gold and silver this summer. I choose not to make any predictions.
Oh, come on. It's fun. As long as you do it for entertainment purposes only, right?
$500 an ounce. Now the question's going to be, which one am I talking about?
Good point. Is it gold or silver? That's what I want to know.
Oh shoot. No, I mean I don't know. I mean I don't think it's gonna make any big swings this summer, to be honest with you. So, but I mean, at the end of the day, who knows?
Gold to me right now, and nobody asked this question, but what should you be buying, gold or silver? I think gold right now is the better buy when it comes to percentage for premiums. I really think gold would be my focus, and it is. Actually, I'm working my way around the world trying to get an ounce of gold from all the major mints, but that can change on a dime for me, right? Because it also depends on what your current stack is, right? If you're really light on the silver, you might really want to focus on silver. But right now, the premiums are insane. I was getting American Silver Eagles, guys, for $1 and $2 over spot. And sometimes I was getting cull, where's my cull? Or circulated Eagles for spot back a couple years ago, 2.5 years ago. So that was the time to really be ramping up on the Eagles. And I do love government minted silver bullion for a reason. I go into it on my channel of why I put money into that more than I do, say, bars. But yeah, it right now I think gold is the better buy. However, I think silver has the better potential.
Agree.
Yeah, I agree too. Silver is way undervalued in my opinion, and it's manipulated. Silver was deregulated a long time ago. And it's a long story to get into, but it's always been a manipulated price. Silver used to actually be a 3-to-1, 2-to-1, 1. There was even a time where gold and silver were 1-to-1.
That's true.
So
that's true.
It's one of those things that it's weird to see the price of silver going down, the premiums keep going up, but I think it'll go up over time.
They're laughing at us, Raymond. Yeah, they are. They're laughing at us.
Question.
No, look at Bird Dog. It's ridiculous.
My stack of cheese is deep.
Okay, what's the market on Chuck E. Cheese tokens? My stack of cheese is deep.
I have a Chuck E. Cheese token. You just never know, guys. You never know.
So, Metalman Miner says, what price do you stop stacking if silver's 100 an ounce? Is that a turnoff? I mean, it depends on why it got to 100 an ounce, in my opinion. Like,
how much is a loaf of bread, Metalman?
Right. That's a much better way to put it than what I was about to go into. Go ahead.
No,
this is a pure stacker question. Have at it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's less about the dollar amount for an ounce of gold or an ounce of silver. It really is. It's what that metal can buy in goods and services, mostly goods. So those are the things you got to be thinking about. I mean, is it possible that we'll potentially be able to buy a few gallons of gasoline with a single silver dime? Well, I saw a sign not too long ago where someone in a filling station was saying that you give me a silver dime and get a couple gallons of gas. So, and it was like, wow, that's the type of thing I'm thinking. That is the more important question to ask. And I would keep buying. I would keep buying. I'm buying as it goes down. Absolutely. And too many people I talk to on my channel and email with are buying high and selling low. No, that's not the time to be doing that. They're looking for it as a traditional investment. They're getting ticked off because silver is dropping or gold isn't going up. And they're like, wait a minute. I thought I was going to make a pile of money. I thought this was a get rich quick scheme. No, that's what Bitcoin is for. Okay, not this stuff.
Mike Plappert with another 5, and thank you so much for the super chat, man. He says a financial crisis only happens when the public becomes aware silver and gold are here when dollars become to TP or fire starter. Not really a question, but a fantastic comment.
Nicely said.
Let's see. Silver Surfer says now is a great time to buy. I don't disagree. Mr. Rip Rider says cost average is king. That's something that moved on me really quick. Scar Guy, what percent of your wealth do you put into metal? I see guys cashing out 401ks. That seems harsh.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
You know, I've actually touched on this quite literally. A lot of these topics I have touched on in very recent videos.
Right.
And what unfortunately what's happening with I always stutter when I start moving. Unfortunately,
your brain is ahead of your lips, man. You're ready to go. Go.
Well, they're just, you take all this money, you put all of your money into silver and gold, and then SHTF happens, and you can't pay for what you need to pay for. I mean, you really need to focus on getting yourself out of debt first, and then put what you can afford to put in silver that you don't need for, an emergency situation. You don't want to find yourself in a situation where you put, the last $20,000 you had in silver, and then you're in a car accident with someone who doesn't have insurance, and you now have to buy a car, and the only way you can buy the car is to sell the silver, and you're forced to sell it at an inopportune time, and you take a hit on that silver. There's no reason to do that. Right. So make sure you have money set aside to cover any unexpected expenses. Make sure you're out of debt, and then start putting money into silver as a way to hedge the money that you currently have against inflation. Because there's no point in hedging your debt against inflation, because you're just going to be paying percentage dividends on that debt anyway to whoever you owe the debt to.
I can speak to it from a prepper standpoint really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's very important that you understand the needs that you have, the basic needs first. I love the get out of debt. I think that's great. And not all debt is bad. Consumer debt, not good. Some debt you can actually make use of. So it's important to reduce that as much as possible. But there's other areas of prepping that are important. One of which is really important is cash. I used to work at a bank. And I remember, I'll never forget, the president of the bank brought me in and said, Yankee, he didn't call me Yankee, but he said, Yankee, this is a confidence game we're playing here. Is if we lose confidence, we lose everything. And I've read and I've seen that ATMs can be emptied out within just a matter of hours. You need to, what I call, be the bank. You need to get your discretionary cash out of the public bank yesterday. And it's going to take you a while potentially, but you need, because they put you through the ringer when you go and try to take your cash out. You need to take cash out and create a private bank. You need to have your own cash reserves, because if we declare a bank holiday, and that's not far-fetched, and they close the doors and ATMs empty out, and that is really close. We came very close during the global financial crisis of that happening. I remember that. If that happens, you're going to need cash, like Silver Seeker says, for day-to-day transactions, even in a SHTF scenario. So you need more than just silver and gold, all right? You need a lot of other areas. I actually, to get back to the question, what percentage? I share with my subscribers my portfolio, percentage-wise, not the number amount, right? So how I break that out. My goal, right now, I'm only at about 8% of my portfolio in precious metals. My goal is to get it up to 15%. That's my goal. By the time I'm 65, I think it was. So, 15%, that's high actually for some people. Some people, that's incredibly low. They look at that and go, what are you talking about, Yankee? Only that? It's up to you what you think is the appropriate percentage, but don't empty your 401k out and buy in thinking you're going to make a pile of money. First of all, you're going to get slammed with the penalties when you yank it out early. And second of all, this is not a get rich quick scheme. Don't do that. Other than that, I have no strong opinions about the matter.
Well said. Michael and Lord Zachary with the 5. Thanks, Silver Secret, Reagan, and Rob for making these informational chats. Awesome to have Yankee Stack. I agree. I've loved having Yankees tonight. And Coin Crew Nation in there. Let's go.
Thank you.
And Shark 2 Stacker says, what do you think it would take to wake people up to, I'm guessing, concern the value of our currency? Man, I don't know. I think...
a dollar reset. I think we're going to see it. I think we're going to see it in our lifetimes, folks. I really do.
It's scary to think about what that would take. Like, earlier the guy mentioned $100 silver.
Right.
It's like you almost don't really want $100 silver because you don't want the world to be in a situation where that happens.
Exactly.
You don't want this. I want to be wrong, guys. I want to be so stinking wrong. But you don't buy insurance because you think you're going to be, because, you don't believe it's going to happen. You do it because you're doing the right thing. It's just due diligence, right?
Yep. And like
Pray
you
for the
said,
best, prepare for the worst.
Even if you're wrong, you're still going to be ahead in the end because your kids are going to inherit a great stack.
There you go. Yep.
Coin Crew with the 10. Thank you, Coin Crew. He says,
Man,
I think
he's just dropping them. Whoa.
I know. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Wow.
He goes, I think, and have been saying it for years, virtual price and physical price of silver is 2 different markets. And of course, it's only my opinion. I'm just a guy. Thank you for that, dude. And then German coins, I've seen him ask this more than once, and I meant to go back to it. He goes, if huge underground deposits of silver were discovered and silver ore starts flooding the world markets, causing the price of silver to crash, what could you do to prevent losing all of your wealth? Well, I mean, it still costs money to mine that silver, so there's value there irregardless. But, Yankee, you want to touch on that? Because being a pure stacker, you might be better at this one, especially with your macroeconomics.
I hear about this. They're saying, what if we, land on a meteor and start mining, and that's the end, right? Gold and silver is nothing. And I've heard that argument. I don't think you're going to be able to find enough underground deposits of silver with the way we are currently and will in the future use up silver. It is going to be unbelievable the amount of demand that we're going to be seeing with EVs and so forth. So I don't believe that's likely. I also think that the properties of silver are so dramatic that we could afford to get more underground deposits. It's going to take a while to get it out of the ground. The price of silver needs to get even higher for it to be a big push to mine all this stuff. So, I really don't think that's a big problem.
Yep.
Agreed.
Go ahead.
Budget Coin Hunter just said a point that I was going to talk about too. Asteroid mining. It's insane what they said is in space. Yeah. I mean,
but you know how hard that would be, Raven?
Would be insane.
Oh, right.
The break even is ridiculous.
But here's the thing: there becomes an eventual time where it will pay off. It's like everything. Everything starts off expensive, and it might take a couple lifetimes. But somebody like Elon Musk, one of his offspring, or somebody's going to be finding a way to get out to space to get all that precious metal that's out there.
I agree. And I'm a technologist, so don't get me wrong. I'm not stuck in the past. I love progress. I think you're absolutely right, Raven. I don't think we have time. It's not going to take generations. We are in the generation when this thing goes belly up. It's all going to go sideways. We've kicked the can up the mountain so long, we are going into a dollar reset. We're going to lose the dollar as the global reserve currency status. It's gone. We're going to see it lost in our lifetimes. And when that happens, I'm telling you, it's going to be cataclysmic for this country. It really will. So I'm not looking forward to it. I think I would love to see it kicked a little bit further, but it's going to happen. And we see it happen. We sometimes we think hubrisly, we were thinking, no, it's the United States. It could never happen. The almighty dollar. It's happened to civilizations over and over again. Great Britain, we've seen these changes. It's going to hit us, and it's going to hit us really hard. The big problem is that we have so much debt. That is the biggest problem.
Rob, we love you, man.
Listen, there's times that sometimes I just want to hear points of views, and I don't need to be the talker. So I'm enjoying it.
I apologize.
I'm enjoying listening.
I'm sorry, Party Pickle. Oh. I really am. This is not my show, and I apologize.
No. You do not understand. I'm actually enjoying listening to you, and I mean that sincerely. Like, I'm enjoying it as much as Rob is. So don't apologize.
I'm right there with you.
I get to play with the chat while I'm not doing all this, so it's kind of fun.
If the Reddit folks decide to dump their silver, what do you think will happen to Spot, if anything? Oh man, I hope they don't, because they're all going to take a big bath if they do.
Diamond hands.
I agree.
Ape strong.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness. Jake W
know.
says,
I love it.
"This is the quietest."
That's awesome. Go ahead, Rob.
Oh man.
I'm waiting for a question that is asked of me. There's been a lot of good Yankee and Prepper Stacker questions, so that's not necessarily my forte.
And you've got the fortes, man. I'll tell you.
I've got the forte.
You got piles of forte.
Oh man. I
Hey,
gotta
wait a
look for
minute.
questions
Forte
for
used to
Rob.
be a running back.
If they want to hear loudness, I can always do one of these.
It's true, man.
Eddie.
Oh man,
Oh my goodness.
How's this for Prepper Bar?
I had to take my
I love
earphones off.
You guys
Rob,
love these?
Rob, I'm
Yes.
gonna get you back.
I have one of those specifically. I actually have it here. I don't even have it off site.
I think
Oh,
I
yeah.
just lost
Smart
like
man.
2 years of hearing.
Usually
When-
does that at the end of the stream, doesn't he?
No, he does it when he finds opportunity.
Whenever he
Oh,
wants
shoot.
to. Okay.
I love those little breakers. Those
Yeah.
those are the kind of things people need.
Mm-hmm.
Little,
Here you
little
go, Rob.
breaker sets.
I think these are good. These are
When
good
will
Prepper.
coins be a thing of the past? I don't know. There's some Roman coins that are still collected, and those are things of the past. At the end of the day, coins will never be a thing of the past as far as for collecting. But will there be a time that the mint and the government will say, "Hey, let's stop making coins"? It could happen. I mean, they're already phasing out different denominations in other countries, and there's also fiat currency phasing out in other countries, or it's been demonetized. So it's definitely something that could happen in our lifetime or the next lifetime. But as far as the collectability of it, that'll never. People are always going to want to collect things that are forgotten or long gone or unattainable through everyday transactions. And I think all that will happen if coins are no longer made going forward, they'll just become more collectible because they'll be harder to get your hands on, personally. As long as there's not an SHTF situation, people will still be collectors by nature instead of trying to amass other people's collections of things.
Good point.
Yeah, Rob definitely had a point. And I've seen the push for, no currency in a couple spots already, and especially coin. When I lived in San Diego, there was a number of places that no longer accepted coin. You had to pay in dollars or your credit cards. And then I recently saw a video that McDonald's stopped accepting cash in some places, ATM only.
Yes.
Which, once you have big companies start telling you they don't want your cash, they only want your bank card, to me, that's an issue.
It's coming, guys. Yeah.
So I recorded this video, and I'll touch on it here for everyone who's watching the live stream, and it'll probably be out on the channel later this week because I have something different coming out tomorrow. But I specifically, you mentioned McDonald's, and it was really funny to me because I always keep a little bit of cash in my wallet. I don't walk around with like a bankroll because I don't want to get jacked. But I always keep a little bit of cash in my wallet because I don't want to depend on any form of electronic currency. And I was actually at the McDonald's drive-thru. Yeah. And, the person in front of me, she starts screaming at the person through the microphone. I had no idea why, but I figured I was about to find out because she sped off. And so I pulled up, and sure enough, their credit card machines were down. And they were only accepting cash. And as, so I placed my order because I had cash. And literally, like every other car in line, they just, every other car that pulled up to the window just kept pulling out because they didn't have money. And it just occurred to me. It's kind of like, it's kind of like if you think about Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin's great, especially if you like to make money on it. But, at the end of the day, if you don't have access to that blockchain, if you don't have access to the internet, if electricity goes down because we're in a, SHTF scenario, as we keep talking about tonight, that's not what I want to have in my hand. I don't, I have cold storage for the little bit of Bitcoin I own. What's it going to do me if I have no access to the blockchain?
Or what if you forget your password?
Yeah,
my goodness.
My key.
Yeah, your key.
Well, Bitcoin.
I've heard some stories about that'll make you cry.
Current
But
crypto.
it was just funny to me because of how many people couldn't even pay for their breakfast because
they
their
didn't have
credit
cash.
card machines were done. Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
So we're it's interesting you say that because there is a shift the other direction though, Silver Seeker. You know this, right? I think within a decade we're going to see the end of this stuff. No more. No more. And by the way, all this is fake. Okay.
I could tell. It's just the color's wrong.
It's totally wrong, right? I know.
I
it's
was like,
just
God, this dude's flexing.
it's fake money. I just had to do that. But the point is, we are going digital 100%. A lot of countries around the world are doing it already. We have digital currencies now. They're very efficient. I don't know if you guys Zelle, I use it all the time. It's fantastic, right? Everything we have, whether it be PayPal or just your Amex or whatever, it's all digital. We are going 100% digital. There is a war on cash. At the same time, people don't have cash with them. There's a war. We're going to lose our $100 bill. We're going to lose our 50, 20, 10. It's going to go right down. They're going to say it's filthy. It's going to say it's just not efficient. It's not going to be Bitcoin. I'm going to tell you right now, current crypto is crap. It is a pyramid scheme. It's not a Ponzi scheme. It's a pyramid scheme. If you get in early, yes, you can make money. It functions on the greater fool mentality that you can flip this thing to someone else as a greater fool. And I'm telling you right now, the thing that is going to kill Bitcoin, kill it, is central bank digital currencies, CBDCs.
It is.
I don't know if it is coming really fast. Whether
it is
so true.
So funny that you mentioned that, because you know what? After we're done, I'm going to link you that video, Yankee.
Yep.
Literally talked about that too in the same video.
That is so true. But you hear? have you listened to Janet Yellen?
Yeah.
Have you listened?
The digital dollar's coming, man.
It
really
is absolutely coming. And when that happens, when the masses receive their UBI, their universal basic income, in their digital wallets on their phone every month, and they have to spend it within 30 days or it's gone, and then it starts to lose value, people are not going to care one bit about Ethereum and Litecoin and Bitcoin, and all that goes out the window. They will want their stimulus, their UBI, and that will be the digital currency that rules.
Zilla, obviously a strong Bitcoin supporter, says wrong. 60% of it never moves after it's bought. It's a store.
That's
of value.
true. That's true. It's not a store of value. It's one of the worst stores of value you can possibly imagine. It's not a
no. She's
means
saying
of
that you're
exchange
wrong, and that 60% of it never moves.
I know they're hodling it. They're hodling it right now, expecting it to make them millions or billions. It's not. It's going to fail. And I'm telling people right now, and you don't have to agree with me, but I'm trying to help people not to lose their shirts on the most mother of all pyramid schemes. We have never seen anything like it. When the bottom drops out and everyone runs to the exits, it's going to be horrific. It's going to spill into every market. It's going to cause a calamity. That could actually trigger the dollar collapse. It really could when the panic ensues, because it's out of control.
The amount of money I have invested in crypto is literally zero. I do own 1/10 of one Bitcoin, which today, supposedly is worth almost 6,000 fiat dollars.
Sure.
But I have absolutely zero of my money invested into it. It was money, I did some trading because I was doing the same thing. I want to make the quick buck, and I did a bunch of trading back a couple of years ago.
Yep.
And I cashed out my original investment plus a healthy profit and left.
Good for you.
One there.
See, that's good. So you got out, right?
Right. And I left the 0.1 there just in case it hits like $100,000 a coin, and I can sell and take that 10 grand as well.
Fine. It's a digital token. It is a fiat digital token. It has no intrinsic value, and it is as fiat as our dollars are. So you should not be buying up Bitcoin thinking you're going to get rich. You really shouldn't. And I know some people are going to hate that, all right? But I make it very clear in my channel, and I've done videos on the reasons that this is a dead end. I've seen it. I've been around the block enough to know what a pyramid scheme looks like. This is a massive one. So be if you got to get into it, if you have to do it, I tell people, date it, don't marry it. Okay? Get in and get out. Make your bucks and get out before somebody else, before you lose your money. That's just the best advice I can get around Bitcoin. This is where you want to put your money.
Mustang Dave says, I heard over 80% of Bitcoin is owned by a few. If they build a little guy, it gets screwed. I believe that 100%.
It is true.
I mean, look how easily look at Bitcoin. Look how easily it swung just on Elon Musk making a tweet after he bought a bunch of it. I mean, it's almost
so
scary.
speculative. It is so
scary.
Yeah.
And then DB Trek says, thank God we'll be able to lug heavy metals around on our person once crypto collapses. At least until the road bandits blast us.
Hey, listen, if they came out with a gold-backed digital currency, you know the central banks are not going to want to do that. They absolutely will not do that. They will try so hard. And when the dollar collapses and we come up with another basket of currencies, maybe backed by, I don't know, the strategic drawing rights from, the IMF, whatever it is, it's still going to be fiat. It's not going to be backed by real money, unfortunately. But if they did that, sure, that'd be great if they actually did that. Digital currencies are great.
So we are 5 minutes past our time, so we really do need to get moving. No, it's okay. I mean, we could honestly, we have 513 people watching right now. We could keep going. It's just that when me, Raven, and Rob decided to do this, we made a promise that we'd keep it to an hour. Because what happens is we'll just go overboard and we'll be here for 4 hours, and before you know it.
I could talk the whole night on this, just like you guys could.
Well,
I mean, honestly, I'm starting to think
I've said
an
enough
hour's
for
not
two
enough.
streams. I've said enough for 2 streams.
Well, I'm really starting to think an hour's
it's been fun,
not
and
enough.
I'm never going to be invited back here. I know, because I just monopolized the conversation. I apologize.
You are absolutely going to be invited back in the future. We're going through a bunch of people that we want to have on, and then we're going to start going back through, return guests. But Quackers, thank you so much. Holy smokes, a gold seeker. Thank you so much for becoming a channel member. That is awesome. And then German Coins will definitely save the stream for future for pure info. Excuse me, hiccups. Nice. Thank you so much, guys. So 2 things. First off, guys, 503 people watching, I think, or 16. I don't know. I see 2 numbers on one of my screens. Anyway, guys, do me a favor. Don't forget to subscribe if you are not subscribed to my channel yet, if you're coming from Rob or Yankees. And then additionally, guys, don't forget to subscribe to Yankee Stacking. Obviously, the stuff he said tonight.
Thank you.
He does this on his channel. He talks this stuff on his channel all the time. So don't miss out on that. Make sure you go subscribe. Of course, subscribe to my man Ravenhawk Coins. We need to get him to 6,000. Let's go. And then Rob's on that push for 100,000 subscribers. So let's go. Holy
I
smokes.
cannot wait to see that silver play button you're going to get, man. That is just you're leading the charge for all of us. It's great to see it, man. I'm so happy for you, Rob.
I appreciate it, brother. We've been doing this together for a long time. Even without Seeker and Raven, Yankee, me, you, and Silver Dragons, we used to kind of chit-chat a little bit way back in the day.
Oh, man.
You
just exploded. It's awesome to see.
Yeah.
So, CM, thank you for the 5. He goes, great stream. Enjoyed it, Yankee. So it's Yankee stream.
Thanks, CM. Silver.
It was, man, dude. See, I thoroughly enjoyed this. Like, we could keep going, but we got to stick to our guns and our rules. Parnwig with the 5, he goes, do any of you know if there's been a study on what could purchase in Rome, what you can purchase in Rome for silver and gold compared to now? If not, do you know someone? I do not know the answer to that.
I have seen it. For I think it was 1 ounce of gold, you could get a nice a toga and really good threads. And then now, 1 ounce of gold will buy a really, really, really nice suit.
I want to comment really quick on David the Good super chat. So I was sitting here in this stream, and about 6 years ago, when I was gung-ho on my garden channel, I had a new subscriber named David the Good subscribe to me, and him and I chit-chatted a while, and I watched a lot of his garden channel. And when I saw him in the chat, he didn't recognize me because I haven't really done a lot of the garden channel lately, but I recognized his name, and it's just cool to see that somebody I knew from my garden channel is also a stacker prepper or precious metals person, and it's good to see you, David. Very well. I'll be sure to catch up on your gardening videos as well. Unbelievable.
David, thank you so much for the 30, dude. That is awesome. I really appreciate it. The last comment I'm going to pin, guys, and we have to stop. I know there's a lot of questions.
Don't do Michael Hargis, please.
That's not that one.
Okay, good.
If we missed your question, guys, we'll be back live again in 2 weeks. What's the next one? Is it Rob's or Raven's?
Raven.
Mine.
Raven. So we'll be back in 2 weeks on Ravenhawk Coins channel, guys. So, we'll be ready for more questions. So make sure you have them ready. And then this is the one I want to pin. And then I'm gonna have everyone say their goodbyes, and we're gonna get off of here for the night. Here you go, Rob.
Oh my word!
I actually love that. I was so happy. I wet my plants. So awesome.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna let it go. Raven, what do you want to say to take us out of here, man?
Hey, man, it was a great night. Had a lot of fun getting to know Yankee in a different level versus just, watching a video and whatnot. So that's really cool. Our next guest is supposed to be Backyard Bullion from across the pond. Hopefully nothing changes in the next 2 weeks. And had a lot of fun, guys. These are awesome times. Get to see everybody's opinions. The chat seems to have a really good time as well. So I'm really stoked on this for everybody. Looking forward to a lot of good things in the future.
Absolutely. Rob, you haven't had much time to talk, so now's your chance.
Not worried about it. You know what? I was actually thinking before this stream started that I was going to take a night of less talking instead of talking over people. So I enjoyed it. I know we had some razzes in the comments about Rob saying something. No. Sometimes it's good to just take a back seat and listen. And I enjoyed the talk. This was more about prepping and stacking, and I think that having Yankee as a guest to shed some light on that, and then Seeker having some knowledge in there as well. Not as much as Yankee, I'll say that now. But just kidding, Seeker. He's getting mad. Look how mad he's getting.
No.
He's pissed right now. Anyway, at the end of the day, I had a good time, and I like deferring when I should. So definitely.
All right. Yankee, you have anything to say as we go on out?
Little Stacks. I'm not sure they're ever going to let me back on this stream.
Probably not.
No, I know, right? All right, man, I got to wrap it up. All I'm going to say is thank you again so much, and I really do hope your day is A-okay.
Awesome.
Look how mad Seeker is. Look how mad he is.
All right, guys, have a good night. Thank you so very much. You guys are awesome. And we will see you in the very next video.
It is Wednesday, my dudes. It is Wednesday, my dudes. It is Wednesday, my dudes.